In our previous videos, we told you China could turn it off. The rare earths, the minerals inside every missile, every satellite, every F-35. We told you China controlled the supply. We told you one day they would use that control. That day has arrived. And what happened next, nobody predicted. The President of the United States sent his CEOs to Beijing. Not diplomats, not generals, CEOs, to ask for minerals, to ask for permission, to ask for what China controls. Xi Jinping said no, and then he turned off the rest of the world. Before you understand what just happened, you need to understand the scale. Rare earth elements, 17 metals, with names most people have never heard. Neodymium, dysprosium, terbium, praseodymium. You don't see them, but they see everything. They are inside the phone in your pocket. They are inside the screen you're watching right now. They are inside the missile that protects the country you're sitting in. Wind turbines, electric vehicles, MRI machines, lasers, satellites, nuclear reactors. All of them require rare earth elements. And here are the numbers. China controls 70% of rare earth mining. China controls 85% of rare earth processing. China controls nearly 100% of heavy rare earth refining. Not most of it. Nearly all of it. The 7 most critical rare earths, the ones inside military systems, AI chips, and defense technology, China refines 100% of the global supply. One country, one supply chain, one switch. Now China flipped the switch. In April 2026, China restricted rare earth exports. Not all of them. Not yet. But the most critical ones. The heavy rare earths. The ones inside weapons systems. The ones inside AI chips. The ones inside semiconductors. Export permits frozen. Shipments halted. The world's supply cut. China's foreign ministry confirmed. Rare earth exports are now restricted to civilian use only. Translation. No rare earths for American weapons. No rare earths for American defense. No rare earths for anything China decides is not civilian. And there is an extraterritorial element. China can deny exports not only to direct buyers, but to products made in third countries if they contain Chinese rare earths. That means a factory in Vietnam using Chinese rare earths cannot sell to the US military. The restriction follows the mineral, wherever it goes, whatever it becomes. This is not a trade dispute. This is a chokehold. Now the part nobody predicted. The Trump Sea Summit. June 2026. The US delegation included CEOs, not just diplomats, not just trade officials. CEOs of major American companies. Why? Because the CEOs needed something only Xi could give. Access to rare earths, permission to buy what China controls. The leverage was extraordinary. Bloomberg reported, China's control of 7 critical rare earth metals gave Xi $1.2 trillion in leverage over Trump heading into the summit. $1.2 trillion in leverage. That is not a negotiation. That is a hostage situation. And the hostage is the modern economy. Yemi said no. China is not giving the United States antimony and tungsten, so America can use them if and when China moves on Taiwan. That is not diplomacy. That is a statement. You don't give your adversary the minerals to build the weapons they might use against you. The obvious question, why doesn't America just mine its own? The answer, America has the minerals. America does not have the infrastructure. Rare earth mining is 10% of the challenge. Processing is 90%. China built its processing capacity over 30 years, with state subsidies, with zero environmental restrictions, with forced labor in some regions, with a government that decided in the 1990s that controlling the supply chain was a national security imperative. America's last rare earth mine, Mountain Pass in California, sends its ore to China for processing. Let me say that again. America mines rare earths, then ships them to China, because America cannot process them at scale. The Pentagon has funded alternatives. MP Materials is building processing. Australia is expanding output. But the timeline is years. Reddit's critical minerals community put it plainly this week. The USA is playing for time until it can get alternate value chains in place. This is a multi-year marathon, not a one-shot sprint. China knows this. That is why Xi said no. Because by the time America builds the infrastructure to replace China, the world will have already adapted to China's terms. So what actually happens when the minerals stop? Not hypothetically, right now. First, defense. The F-35 requires 920 pounds of rare earths per aircraft. The Virginia-class submarine, 9,200 pounds. Precision-guided munitions. Each one requires rare earth magnets. Without Chinese supply, the US military has a stockpile, estimated 6 to 18 months. Then the stockpile runs dry. Second technology. Every smartphone contains rare earths. Every laptop, every electric vehicle, every wind turbine. The supply chain doesn't break all at once. It degrades, slowly. Then all at once. Third, the global domino effect. Europe is watching. Japan is watching. South Korea is watching. They all need the same minerals. And China just demonstrated that it can cut the supply whenever it chooses, for whatever reason it chooses. Every nation on Earth just learned a lesson. If your economy depends on a mineral supply chain controlled by one country, you do not have an economy. You have a subscription, and China just showed it can cancel it. And here is the deepest cut. For a decade, America used sanctions to control the world. SWIFT cutoffs, asset freezes, dollar restrictions. America's message was, if you don't follow our rules, we will cut you off from the financial system. China just did the exact same thing, with minerals instead of money. China's message, if you don't follow our rules, we will cut you off from the material system. America controlled access to the dollar. China controls access to the future. The rare earths inside AI chips are not just minerals. They are the gateway to the next technological era. Whoever controls the minerals controls who enters that era and who is left behind. America built a financial wall. China built a physical one. And right now, both walls are closing in on the countries caught between them. The honest answer, eventually, maybe not soon. Section 4872 of U.S. law, taking effect January 1st, 2027, mandates the removal of adversarial influence from the U.S. military supply chain. It cannot be undone by executive order. It is law. But law and capacity are different things. You can mandate a supply chain change. You cannot mandate a processing plant into existence overnight. Australia is expanding. The U.S. is funding domestic processing. Canada, Greenland, Africa, all potential sources. But the Reddit community tracking this closest put it this way. The China truce expires November 2026. The next rare earth apocalypse news cycle is about to start. The rare earth apocalypse is not coming. It is already here. America will eventually build alternatives. But eventually is a dangerous word when your adversary controls 100% of what you need today. In our previous videos, we told you China could turn it off. Now it's off. Not just for America's military, for the world. Every phone, every missile, every turbine, every chip, all flowing through one country, one decision, one switch. And when the President of the United States sends CEOs to Beijing to ask for minerals, the power dynamic of the 21st century just revealed itself. It is not who has the most weapons. It is who controls what the weapons are made of. China turned it off. Nobody can turn it back on. Most people aren't watching. You are. Episode 4 warned you. Episode 12 shows you. The rare earth chokehold is real. It is happening now. Watch out for our next video. Subscribe. Because the people who see what's coming are never caught off guard.